Hello everyone, welcome to Cherry Heart Podcast episode number 38. I'm Sandra and I'm coming to you from Bedfordshire in the UK, and this is a crochet, knitting, sewing, crafty type podcast. And I've got a little co-host with me today. He wanted to come up and say hello, so here he is. I don't know how long he'll stay, but yes, I don't know what I can get done with you in the picture, but we'll see how it goes. Yes, welcome. Thank you for coming along and watching. Thank you for trying me out if you're new, and thank you for coming back if you've watched before. You can find the show notes for this blog on cherryheart.co.uk. No, for this podcast. Cherryheart.co.uk is where you'll find my blog and the show notes, and my patterns and tutorials and whatnot. And you can also find me on Instagram as Sandra Cherry HRT, and on Ravelry as Cherry Heart. Oh, and you can also join the Ravelry group, which is Cherry Heart's Cozy Corner. That's where we have the giveaways and episode threads and other good stuff like that. So the first thing I'm going to do actually is a little podmin, and I shall draw the winner of the giveaway that I announced last week, which was the, what did I call it? Let me have a look quick. Calming Comforts giveaway. Yes, because I was asking sort of what you like to sort of crochet or knit or make, I suppose, generally. Yeah, just to sort of make you feel all cosy and calm and soothed, because it's sort of it's taken a very wintry turn here the last few days. It's gone from sort of autumny into really quite cold and feeling like that first sort of bite of winter is coming. So yeah, I'm feeling that need to hunker down and light the candles and be cozy, and I'm wanting to make nice soothing things. So yeah, I was asking you about your ways of making yourself comforted and cozy, and so I need to draw a winner. So let's see. So the random number generator, I was just looking to see if I still had it on my phone to show you, but I don't think I have. Anyway, the random number generator drew post number 3. That was Nina. I think Nina Camilliari. I'll pop it up. And she said, I find crocheting shawls very relaxing, soothing and calming, as long as it's not too tricky a pattern. Yeah, I agree completely. So it was really nice to, well, congratulations to Nina first of all. You will be getting this lovely Crafternoon Treats skein of yarn by the lovely Catherine. And that's lamb's wool and alpaca and blueface Leicester mix, in a gorgeous colourway, which is her Cafe au Lait colourway. And you'll also be getting, let me just check the names of things so I don't get it wrong. You'll also be getting the Spellbound Socks pattern, and that's by Naomi Buchanan, who is of, I can never remember if it's Cozy Cute Knits. I can never remember if it's Cute then Cozy or Cozy then Cute, but it's Cozy Cute Knits. So thank you very much for donating those prizes, and congratulations to Nina, our winner. I'll send you a little message on Ravelry, and I can arrange to get those sent off to you. So first up to talk about is the things I've done. And you're right in the way for this. Yes, don't lick my face, you. I'm wearing the first thing that I've done, that I've completed. I showed it to you as a whip last time, and I made sort of the main part of it, sort of crocheted up the length of it quite a while ago, or I finished it quite quickly after the last podcast, and then I left it on the side, and I had to do like the sort of sew up this little seam here, and I just put a tiny little edge around the neck, and I also put, I'm going to have to put you down a minute, dog. I also did a tiny little edging on this other side, which you're not going to be able to see, I don't think. So most of it goes up and down like this. Up up and down like this, and then I've got an edge which just goes along that way. So I just did one more sort of repeat of the pattern to finish it off. Oh, perhaps I ought to put a photo in because this is very inept showing. Dog is not helping. There we go, so you can see it there. So that kind of completes it, finishes it off nicely. And I just had a little tiny little swirl of yarn left. So I was playing sort of yarn chicken, so I probably had about that much left at the end. So it worked out perfectly because the whole sort of aim of making this was to have something nice and neutral and cosy to make, but also to kind of use up this yarn. It was Rowan Cocoon, and I had 7 balls of it, and it had been sat in my stash for absolute years. I got it in a John Lewis sale donkeys ago, and yeah, I've never known quite what to do with it because it's quite itchy. So I've not, although it's sort of, normally I would want to make it something like maybe like a really nice snuggly cowl or something, or a nice shawl, but it was quite itchy, so I couldn't do that. So I wanted something that would sit and that I could wear over things. So I went for this sort of poncho. I shall attempt to show you the shape if my co-host will allow it. Will you allow it? Let's pop you down and see how you behave. Hopefully he will now go and sit down. So here it is. There we go. So it's kind of like a poncho thing, isn't it? I wasn't sure what to call it really, but I guess it is just a... Don't know if you saw any of that. I guess it is just a poncho. Yeah, it's quite heavy, so it kind of... I don't know, it looks alright actually on here. I was going to say, before I was showing you, when I just put it on, I feel a bit sort of like, you know those people when they're in... Let's show you my face now we're talking. You know those people that are in these sort of post-apocalyptic television programmes, and like, you know, civilization has broken down and so they're all wearing strange things, you know, bits of blanket that have been repurposed. It had a kind of that feel about it. Like a, I don't know. I can't think of any of those type of... Oh, you want to come back, do you? Come on then. Come on then. I can't think of any of those programmes at the moment, but yeah, actually looking at it on the camera it doesn't look too bad. I'm just a bit, don't like this bit to ride up too much and actually touch my skin, but yeah, it kind of works. It's alright, isn't it? It's quite good. So yeah, I finally finished that off, so that was good. And then the other thing I've made is a bit of a repetition as far as you're concerned, because I'm trying to pull things out while still supporting the puppers. You're awkward, Bert. You're awkward. So the second thing I made are these lovely grey mitts, which I showed you last week. As you see, I have 3 now, which I can't really show you because of the dog. So I made a pair. This was one from the original pair. And something rather horrible and tragic happened. Not in any serious way, but in a crocheting, crafty way, it was tragic. One of these, somehow, unbeknownst to me, crept into the washing machine. So I have one that looks like this, and the other one I didn't even keep to show you because I was so upset and distraught, but it was about half the size and sort of matted together and kind of looked like that, which was very devastating because I've only just finished the things. So after I'd sort of, you know, got over the tragedy, I went online and brought another skein of the stuff and just made myself up another pair, because I'm not going out with my without my lovely grey mitts that I really wanted. Yeah, because the sort of reason I made them was because every time I sort of go, you know, I quite often think, oh, if I had a grey pair, they'd go nicely with that. And they're nice and long. I made them especially to be nice and long and cosy, and yeah, I really wanted them. And I kept thinking, well, this is another occasion when I could have worn those mitts if I had them. So I thought, I'm ordering some more. I'm doing it. So the yarn I used, if you pop back to the show notes for the last episode, I can't remember, it's yeah, I'll pop it down here quickly in case you want to know. But yeah, I just popped along. And if you want to get some, by the way, shop around. There's some very, very different prices around the internet. That would be my advice to you. Just have a little look and make sure you're getting a reasonable price. Yeah, so that's what I've done. Let me show you what I'm doing. What I'm doing right now. So first of all, let's talk about this one first of all, because it's just right here. I haven't got a project bow for this one. I've only just started it. Try not to make the needles clatter too much. So, tell you what we need. We need a sock blocker. So I am making these little beauties. Some Police Box socks. I can't really see if I've got this in the picture or not. Okay. Doctor Who socks! How exciting! So I got the idea from these when I saw Danny from Little Bobbins making a pair. And the originals are in a more TARDIS-like colour. This blue is the actual, you know, down here for the TARDIS. But she had made a pair with grey and blue? Grey and brown? I'm not sure. It was on her Instagram feed anyway, and I saw that and I really loved it. So I queued the pattern and I thought I would make some. And I really liked that she'd used sort of alternative colours. That really appealed to me. So yeah, I wanted to do something similar. Now I did have a yarn picked out from my stash I was going to use for this. It was a Nora George one. And that was really pretty. But I also, and it had a blue little mini with it. So I thought that would be perfect. But I also wanted that kind of brown colour for the windows. It looks almost yellow here, but that's kind of what I wanted, that kind of toffee colour. So I went to Festiwool with that in mind. I was looking for that sort of contrast colour, and I happened across this, which I thought would be rather perfect. So I have to get things close to the camera with the hound on me, but let's see if I can get that in a bit. So it's kind of grey, but it's got some lovely, sorry, I'm just trying to see if you can see, bluey and little rusty browny sort of touches to it. So it's the sort of thing that I really like, in that it's solid but it's got something else going on. It's very subtly variegated, I suppose. Hello, where are you going? Where are you thinking you're going to go? You want to go outside now? Have you heard something? It's awkward podcasting with dogs. So this yarn was on the Knitting Shed store, and it's this, Ainsworth and Prynne, and it's 100% BFL sock yarn, and it doesn't have a colour. This is a one of a kind, a mistake she called it, but if that's a mistake, you can imagine how beautiful her stand was, full of these. Oh, it was a really lovely stand actually. I'll pop a bit of footage in. I'm going to sort of talk about Festiwool mostly at the end, but I thought I'll just do bits as I go along as well, because as it comes up in conversation, because my footage is a bit, what's the word? I don't know. I'm not very good at taking film when I'm out and about. I keep forgetting, and then. But anyway, I did get a little bit of her stand and it was gorgeous. I saw it at Fibre East as well, and it was one of my favourites. And yeah, and the same at Festiwool as well. Just really, really lovely selection of colours. So I got that from her. And this one, this little sort of toffee colour that I particularly went and looked for, I found on another stand. Oh, I love it. It's perfect. So that yarn I got from this stand, which is Third Vault Yarns. Her website is thirdvaultyarns.com, and it says on the back here, sci-fi and fantasy inspired hand-dyed yarns from Third Vault Yarns, your geeky yarn companion. How perfect is that? to put in Doctor Who socks. Sci-fi, check. Yeah, so that's rather perfect. So yeah, there's no colourway on that, so I don't know what it was. It was just she had a selection of minis. So that was perfect for that. And then the blue is just something I had in stash, and that's a bit of Signet, I think it is, just 4-ply, 100% wool. So yes, that's my police box socks that I'm going to call, I think I'm going to call them Bow Ties Are Cool, because that's something one of the doctors said. If you're a fan, you know. If you're not a fan, you probably won't care, so not a lot of point going into that. So I need to pop that in a nice little project bag, and I've got one lined up, which I shall show you shortly. And then another thing that I am doing at the moment is this little shawl. It's going to be a knitted shawl. Lots of lovely garter. So I had in my mind that I wanted to knit a shawl, and I had 2 skeins of DK yarn that I thought would be right for it, and yeah, I couldn't really see anything on Ravelry that quite fit the bill, unbelievably, given the amount of shawls that are on there. I didn't want, I'm not really enjoying the big sort of deep triangle shape at the moment. I've got shawls in it, I liked it before, but just at the moment it's just not doing it for me. I don't like having the big sort of triangle hanging down the front. I prefer, I don't know what sort of triangle it is, but it's longer along the top and then the sort of point is shallow. So kind of like a crescent shape, but the triangle version of that. Do you know what I mean? This sort of shape basically, long at the top and then the point isn't, see, the point's only there. So as it grows, it's going to grow in the same shape. So basically I made this up, but it's incredibly simple. So I'm just increasing at the sides and increasing in the middle. That's it really, simple. But I'll probably finish, I'll do something else for the edge I think. I don't think I'm going to just keep it garter. I don't know. We'll see when we get there. But yes, it's going to be very simple, incredibly mindless, and just something that I knit on when I feel like it really. That's the purpose of that. I guess it's another sort of like this. It's another cosy, calming, simple knit that I can just take my brain out and just, or make I suppose, because these were crochet ones, but this is a knit one. Yeah, just sit and get into the rhythm of the stitches and be cosy in winter. That's all I want to do at the minute. I'm just doing it in a slightly different way this time, aren't I? With a slightly different, just not a neutral. So this is the yarn, which is divine, isn't it? Oh, it's so lovely. Beautiful. So this is a homespun house yarn, and it's called, I'll have to look because I can't remember. If I can get the little thing out. Right. So this was before she changed her base names back. So she's just called this Soft Sock DK. So it's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. 250 yards to the 100 grams. And it's called After All This Time. Did I say that? That's the colour name, After All This Time. Oh, I think I got it, did I get it earlier this year or maybe even last year? I've had it for a while and I knew its time would come at some point. Oh, it's beautiful, I love it. Oh, look at that, I love a homespun house yarn. How unusual. That never happened. Gorgeous. So I started it a little while ago actually, and I did a little, just a little tiny triangle, and I did a little bit on it last night. But strangely, most unlike me, it's really not bothering me that I'm not getting too much done on it. I'm quite happy to sort of leave it for a week and then sort of pick it up again a bit and make some more stitches on it. And yeah, I'm sure at some point I'll probably feel the need to go a bit quicker on it, but at the moment it's just nice to have it as just a little, what's the word, I don't know, like a backup project. When I'm not in the mood for my main project, I can work on that one instead. So I've still got some other whips on the go. My Strictly stocks are still on the go, they're coming on nicely, and I've still got my blanket, the one with the squares with all the duck egg. I think that was in episode 35 maybe, if you particularly wanted to see it. But yes, I'm going to move on to pips quickly. Well, there isn't really any pips, which is patterns in progress. My patterns are on hold at the moment, but just to say that the Spicy Life blanket cowl, well, the official part, all the pattern releases are now out, so the official part is over. It's all out there. And I'm seeing finished blankets pop up in my feed, which is really lovely, really enjoying that. And so I'm trying to get round as many people as I can and sort of say thank you so much for joining in. And yeah, it's just really, really nice to see those. And I also shared on my blog the other day my mum's blanket. So originally she made the Taj Mahal colourway, she made up that sample. And that got sent off to Black Sheep Wools, but because she had with the Stylecraft packs you do get quite a bit left over because they're bigger balls, so yeah, she started making a second blanket to sort of see if she could, you know, get one out of what she had left, and she did. She got a whole second blanket out of it. So yeah, so I popped up a post about that as well, so you can have a look at that if you would like to, and perhaps you could use the information to help you make a second one, should you wish to use up the leftovers from your yarn pack. So I thought I'd mention that. And yes, and now all the parts are out, I will be releasing like a single PDF, so all the parts, I'll put it all together so everything, all the information is just in one single download for you, and I'll get that uploaded at some point, possibly in the next few weeks maybe. And I'll also start converting it over into the US terms as well. Now I'll be able to release it as a single document, I'll be able to do that. So I won't be getting it retested again, I will just swap the terms over, but hopefully that'll be of some help to you. So yeah, I shall get that up soon. I think that's it for that. And then the other little thing I want to talk about basically is just incoming goodies. I'm going to combine it with my Festiwool chatter and sort of some of the video and stuff, because I thought it'd just be easier to go through my Festiwool bag of goodies with you, and then it would perhaps prompt me to, you know, I could tell you about it as I go along. That's my plan anyway. So let's see what comes out of the bag, and then I shall tell you about that. Actually, first of all, I'm going to tell you about something that isn't in the bag, because it's just here. Let's see, we've got this stool. Hello, are you interested in this? Yes. Which I'm going to hold up there, and you can look at that, because I don't know how to pronounce it. The lovely lady who we were chatting to, she did tell us, she said it, but I'm not sure. No, I'm not going to attempt it. Anyway, it was a lovely stand. We saw her at Edinburgh actually, and she very kindly gave us one of these knitters notebooks that me and Sam, this is I'm talking about, because I went with my little yarn bud, Sam from Betsy Makes, and it's just got some knitting abbreviations in there, some inches marked along the side, and then just some handy information in the back there. You've got the needle sizes and the conversions. Oh, that is handy actually, isn't it? And the Kitchener, just a little Kitchener cheat sheet, which is fantastic. That would be so useful, because I keep meaning to get myself one of those, because I know how to do it now. It's just remembering how to sort of start and make sure I'm starting right. So yeah, that's really good. And then you've got your squares, so you can make your, you know, put your project notes in and things. And then also on that stand there was these really lovely, Well, she had quite a few nice things. She had some shawl pins as well that I was pondering on getting. Yeah, just I'll give you a little preview of the stand so you can sort of see now. But I also got from there, she had these lovely buttons, the sort of stitching buttons. See if I can get close enough. So can you see they've got those little holes in? So I'll show you a picture. But they were really cute. You can sort of thread through and do different patterns on them. They just looked really nice. And these gorgeous heart ones that I just really liked. I think they'll look really nice. Be really nice to stitch on little project bags and things. And finally I just got a little something for my little girl. So it's a little catty keyring, and it's got some threads in there so she can thread it up and make her own little patterns on it, but I thought that was really cute. I have to give that to her. Now I've shown you. Yeah, so that was one of the first stalls we went to actually. Let's see what else I've got in my bag. Okay, this one is really exciting. So when we were there, we met Ali from Little Drops of Wonderful. She was there, so we kind of pounced on her actually. She'd just come in the entrance and we leapt on her. Went, so sorry about leaping on you, Ali. So yeah, she came with her mother and her sister, and yeah, so we were chatting to them for a bit, and she gave me a present. I was so, I feel kind of awful because I didn't take anything. I'm such an idiot. I don't think of things. But yeah, she got me a present. So Ali, if you ever want a pattern or anything, just say the word and it's yours. I'll send it over. Yeah, anything you like, just, you know. Yeah, but she made me a dodgy bag. Look, I've left the label on and everything because I was so excited. It says, dodgy bag, all floors are included free of charge. Oh, isn't it gorgeous? I love it. There are no flaws, by the way. She does joke that, you know, she makes mistakes and things, but I can't see any mistakes. It's gorgeous. And look at it, it's got a lovely lining as well. And look, I've left everything in it. I haven't even touched it. There's chocolate in there. I haven't even touched it yet. Unbelievable. So I've got a lovely little bag with chocolates and tea bags in it. And look, I didn't notice this at first. It's got like this little clip on there as well. I'm going to have one of those later now. And it's got a little candle, Christmas spice candle, which smells gorgeous. I can't put the lid back on, there we go. Oh, it smells really nice. So I'm going to save it till December though. I'm saving all my Christmassy ones till December. And this, oh, I did a little, oh, when I opened this. But this is her own hand-dyed sock yarn. It's her Ophelia colour that she made after we had Storm Ophelia here and it turned all the skies sort of orange. Oh, that's beautiful. I almost don't want to use it because, you know, it's special to get these things, isn't it? I remember her in her Vlogtober, she was showing it and, oh, now I've got a bit. Oh, I'm so, haven't got words, that's how so I am about it. But thank you ever so much, Ellie. I love it. I really love it. Yeah. So I should put a bit maybe in my blanket or I don't know, maybe I'll just keep it for a bit. So next up in the Festiwool bag of goodies, what do we have? Ah, yes. This is from the Knitting Shed again, which is where I got the Doctor Who yarn. So this is Ainsworth and Prim again. What are you doing? Got someone sticking their nose in my bag of goodies here. Yes, so these are the infamous bunny blockers, which I think of as the Jules. The Jules socks blockers, because this is what she has on her podcast. And they're so cute. And they've got a bit of lovely Liberty ribbon on them. So yeah, I have got some sock blockers, but 2 pairs isn't going to hurt, and these are so cute. How could I refuse? They feel really nice as well. They're lovely and smooth. Lovely. So I'll pop in, oh, I showed you that one earlier, didn't I? So I don't need to do that again. And then I got another little gift. So if you were with me, if we met up at Festiwool and you got a little gift from Sam and you don't want to know what it is yet because it was wrapped, it's like Christmassy, then look away now quickly, okay? Are you looked away? Have you stopped looking? I opened mine because she wanted to show. Sam makes these lovely bags. I'm just showing you this red to see if you can you get the texture of it. I bet you're not going to get the texture of it. She makes these lovely bags. I showed one, was it in my last episode or the one before, where this is actually merino wool. It's a woven fabric made out of merino wool that Sam dyes up in sort of some of the colourways that she uses for her yarn. So she's dyed one up in Girls Just Want to Have Fun, which is what I have, which is perfect. It's gorgeous. And she's done something dirty denim, I know, as well. Yeah, so this is some, I'm assuming that perhaps she had some left over from hopefully Christmas bags, I'm hoping. But she's got this beautiful crimson colour in her lovely merino. Oh, it's soft and nice. Yeah, so she's made a little bag and it's got like a little Santa on there, and it's even got in here some of her lovely yarn, self-striping yarn, and some chockies, and I haven't even eaten those yet, which is why somebody had their nose in it a minute ago. Oh, thank you, Sam. There you go. You can come back now if you know were hiding before. I've got some minis coming out of the bag next. There's another one, I know. Here it is. So this stall was called Mint Bee Yarn. I'll show you her. Well, actually, I'll show you a picture of her stall. And the different bases had really lovely names like Bee Splendid and things like that. So again, I just picked up some minis there just because it never hurts to top up, does it? With a few minis. So I've got these two are sparkly ones on a sparkly base. Again, they haven't got colour names because they were just in a little selection pot. And then this one hasn't got the sparkle. It's like a strawberries and cream type colour. So that's really lovely. So yeah, I hadn't seen those before. They're new to me, Mint Bee yarns. But their stand was really, really nice. Had lots of nice things on there. So yeah, I might just keep an eye on them in the future. Just, you know, have a look on Instagram just to see what comes up. You know, in case there's anything that catches my eye. And then we saw Little French Meadow. So this is what I got from there. Oops, it's coming undone. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love the mint at the minute. So this is Monty's Rusty Gate, and it's her Saint Saving fingering anyway. 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 425 meters. Oh, that's quite thin then, really. 425 meters. It's more like it's that's more than you sometimes get with a fingering, isn't it? So it's a lighter one. But I just really love those little rusty touches in with the mint. It's almost like a mint chip kind of feel, but yeah, love that. So yeah, so we saw Little French Meadow, and I'll pop a bit of their stand in as well. So they had some lovely colours too, all spread out. So we were chatting to them, and she showed me her blanket she was making. She was making like a granny stripe blanket with minis, which I know loads of people have done, and I keep seeing and sort of thinking, oh no, I don't need to make one of them. That's not really bothered actually about doing that. But then when to see it in the flesh and to see it all made up, and Yeah, it was quite tempting actually. If my blanket idea doesn't make out, maybe I'll do that instead. Maybe. What else have I got here? Oh, look, let me just show you the knitting shed card. That's where I got the Doctor Who yarn and the rabbit sock blockers from. That's their little logo. www.theknittingshed.com. I'll put links to everyone I mentioned in the show notes, so if you are looking for someone and I forget to mention it or show you the card or whatever, I'll pop it in there. So you know. So then we have the lovely Helen of the Wool Kitchen. Her stand always looks amazing. There are certain stands that I think stand out. When we're at Yarn Festival, just certain people kind of stand out, either because they've got a sort of distinctive feel to their colours, you know it's them, or because they just look beautiful and you want to go over and just look at it. Helen's, I think, is one of those. You just sort of, it catches your eye and you're like, wow, there is a lot of really pretty things and colours and exciting stuff happening over there. I need to go and look at that. So yeah, that's her stand. So I got two little beauties from there. I'm into blues lately, I've noticed. I'm liking the blues lately. So these are both on the same base. It's a merino silk, it's a 50-50 merino silk blend. It's 4-ply, so 100 grams, 400 metres. So this one, oh, it says variation of dancing fireflies. And she's on, well, it says thewoolkitchen.com, but she's also got a shop on Etsy. Why are you putting your nose in my wool? Why? Why are you doing that? And then this one is called Night Swimming. Oh, that's a good name. So they're very soft, very drapey and lovely, which would be the silk. Are you going down? So yeah, I'm thinking shawl for those. Then I've got quite a lot of yarn, which is the shawl drapey. Look, in this. Woo, my finger's going the wrong way. There. there, that one. That one is the sort of softer, it's got a nice drape, single ply maybe. Something lovely for shawls. Need to, and as you see, that sort of little area is quite full now. So I need to stop that now. Stop doing that now. Okay, and then my last purchase to show you is from the Travel Knitter. Again, another one of those stands that I just think, I don't know, I think it just stands out. Both because of the colours, I think Larissa's colours, she goes really saturated, beautiful bold colours, so it's really eye-catching. But I think her stand is just, I've said this before actually, so I'm sorry if you've heard this before, but her stand is just beautifully done. Everything is presented so well. Because she's travel knitter, she's got this beautiful sort of theme with yarn in suitcases and sort of map prints, and yeah, everything's, I just love her aesthetic. Everything is beautifully done and you just want to sort of, I don't know, you just want a bit of it, I think. You just go and think, oh, I want one of these, just to have a little bit of this perfection for myself. So yeah, so I went wanting to get something from Travel Knitter stand because I'd eyed up a pattern and I thought, I'm sure she'll have a beautiful saturated green there that will be perfect, and she did. And it's this one, and this is called Jazz Age. So I got this on BFL Super Sock base, so that's 75% superwash BFL and 25% nylon, and it's just gorgeous and just perfect for what I want. So the socks I want, I'm not sure of the name of them, but they've got little trees sort of made with it's kind of lace work, but they're like fir trees along just under the cuff. And this is going to be perfect for that, so it's just what I had in mind. And then the other one I got, before we went, this was another one I had in mind, and I thought, there's a colour that I want. And I know what I'm going to do with it if I get it. And I was thinking, Travel Knitter might have that as well. It's kind of, if she did, I knew it'd be perfect. And she did have it. I don't know why. Perhaps she showed it on her Instagram feed before, and that's why it was kind of in my mind. I don't know. I just had this inkling the night before that I would find it there, and I did. It was just there. So I've got the very first one of this colourway. Isn't that exciting? Well, that she sold at Festiwool anyway. And I'm going to have to attempt to pronounce this now, aren't I? Hyun Orchard? I probably said that wrong, I apologise. I'll show you. See what you make of it. There we go. So she was telling us about the inspiration for this, which is a place, and it's in New Zealand, and she was saying how the colours can look different, and sometimes it looks sort of like pear and colour, sometimes it looks more subtle, and oh, I just love it. It's perfect. So this is her camel base. So it's 50% baby camel and 50% silk. Can you imagine? I've had one of these before. I had it in, I think Sand Dunes colourway, but it's a really nice golden colourway, and I made just a little shawl out of it. Oh, it's perfect. I love it. But just the drape is amazing. It's just the softest thing I've felt. Just have to wrap it around you. You don't even have to make it anything. Just buy lots and wrap it all around your neck. Perhaps I should just get one in every colour and hang it up. That would be kind of perfect. Yeah, so I know what I'm going to do with that anyway. It's going to go with something else that I have in stash. So those are my lovely goodies, my lovely purchases. And what else can I tell you about? I've got a couple of other shots of stands that I can pop in. One of them was Doodle Stop. They had a really cool stand. They make a lot of accessories and things to go with crochet and knitting, and they had these really cool sock blockers. Actually, I considered getting them, but then I saw the bunnies. But anyway, the sock blockers they had, you could adjust them, so the toe came out and you could slot it in to make it bigger or smaller. It had different slots that you could slot it into. It's kind of hard to explain, but you'll see it in the video and you can see how it would work. It kind of jigsaws into the different slot. I thought that was a really genius idea. So yeah, really good. And this one as well, Sheep on Mars. She had a lovely stand. I don't think I got any footage of it. I think I'd kind of run out by then. But I went there and I really wanted something. There was about 5 colourways of hers that were gorgeous, that I really loved. But it was that kind of kid in the sweet shop, you know, when you sort of, there were too many to choose from. There were too many gorgeous ones and I couldn't narrow it down, and I just, it was towards the end by this time, and I'd kind of like, oh, I don't know, I mean, I have got some nice things, do I need anything more? And oh, if there was like maybe one is sitting in a load of colourways I didn't like, I would have been perhaps okay, but because there were so many good ones, I just didn't know what to do. So yeah, so I thought I'll keep her details. And what is she? www.sheeponmars.com. So yeah, so she had lots of lovely things, so I have to keep an eye out on that one. And then, oh, this one was unusual as well, different from things I had seen. I'll pop some footage of this one in. So that's La La with Love. And she has some really unusual stuff. So she had yarn made from sari silk, and sort of ribbon yarn made from sari silk, and she had yarn made from banana fibre. I've never seen that before. Yeah, so that was really unusual. But she had this lovely kind of like fabric ribbon as well, which actually I did mean to get. I should have gone back, bother. I suppose I'm not quite sure what I'd use it for, but just to have it, just to have it and hang it somewhere would have been utterly gorgeous. But yes, kind of strips of fabric, sort of that you could knit up as like a kind of ribbon yarn, but I think you could do all kinds of things. It made lovely tassels and things. Yeah, just really, really nice stuff. Really unusual and different. So that was another one that kind of stood out to me as well. But yeah, there was a really lovely selection there this year, actually. There was a lot of nice stands. So yeah, it was really good to go around and see it. And as I said, I went with my lovely friend Sam from Betsy Makes, and we met up with Ali, as I said there. We saw her. But we also met up with some of the other girls from Fibre East. So we met up with Chrissy from Chrissy's Crafts, and Sarah from Annavu's House, and Shana from, I think it's just Sweet Shana, isn't it? Yeah, so we met up with them. Unfortunately, a couple of the girls couldn't come, which was a shame, so we didn't get to see them again. But yeah, so we were sort of wandering around with them for a bit and chatting to them, and they very kindly popped along to the it was supposed to be like a podcast meetup. Well, a meeting point was the idea, because me and Sam went to Festiwool as sort of, like, we were kind of invited to come, and so we suggested the idea of like having kind of a meeting up place, so that, you know, podcasters and bloggers or Instagrammers or whatever could arrange and meet up there, and that we would sort of be there and some people could come and meet us and things. But I'm not quite sure what happened. It was sort of, there was a room, but it was kind of away from where everything else in the festival was, and there was nothing to sort of say where it was or what was happening there. So I don't think anyone really kind of knew about it. Well, I think some people knew like the meetup had gone on, because me and Sam had sort of said that we were going, and we'd sort of seen some people as we went around, luckily, actually. So some of those lovely ladies sort of asked where it was and did manage to find us, so that was quite nice. But yeah, it was sort of a little bit tucked away. So if you went and you knew there was a meetup and you didn't find us, that's why, I'm afraid. So sorry about that. But yes, but we did sort of manage to, as I say, we met up with quite a few people as we were wandering around, so that was really nice. And some ladies that we'd sort of met before, so it was really nice to see them again. And there's two ladies, they're sisters, that we see at Festival, actually. We've seen them a few years now, so that's really nice to see them and chat to them again. And I got to meet a lady off of Facebook that I only knew. I met her when I was doing the Spice of Life crochet along a couple of years ago. So yeah, so she was really lovely, and she'd come up with her mum, and I was chatting to her, so it was really nice to meet her in the flesh, sort of. Because when we'd spoken on internet, yeah, it was really nice to sort of meet people in the flesh and see them. And yeah, there's some really, really lovely people sort of took the time to come and say hello. So thank you for that if you did, because it's really appreciated. And it was lovely to meet you and chat with you and see what you brought or see what you were up to. So yeah, that was really nice. It was just a really nice time. I do really like that festival because it's sort of, because it's only a one-day event. I suppose it's sort of difficult for some of the vendors who, you know, like to do a 2-day event, because it's a lot of work for them to get up there and set everything up when it's just for one day. But it is sort of nice to have something that's just a little bit more manageable. Sort of your Fibre East and your Yarndales and your Edinburgh are amazing to go to, and they are great fun, but wow, they can be quite overwhelming, and there's so much stuff. So yeah, it's nice to sort of potter around this one and sort of be a little bit more relaxed about it, and sort of have a bit more time for fitting chats in and things. But yeah, it was really nice. I enjoyed it. I'll if I have got any other bits of footage, I'll just pop them at the end, but I'm not sure if I have now. But I think that's it from me and my little co-host. You've stuck up here, haven't you, the whole time? You stayed here with me, haven't you? Yeah, making noises and grumbling. Move. But yeah, that's it from me, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye. Shush, you're interrupting the podcast. Be quiet.